G'day guys, welcome to Rumble's Fish Room. So I've got a bit of housekeeping to do before we get stuck into the video. This is a bit of a tough breaks video. So basically, first thing is, I've decided I'm going to have a break from selling fish. So what does this mean? So this means I will not be advertising. I will not be selling to anybody that is from the Facebook or MeWe platform. I will make the exception for YouTube subscribers, and I kind of think if anybody contacts me on my Facebook page asking to buy fish, a question will be, are you a YouTube subscriber or not? Because the reason this being, every time I've sold to a YouTube subscriber, every single time, except for one, sorry, there's one subscriber which I've had a drama with. Every time except for one, I've had a really good experience on dealing with my subscribers. So I don't want to punish you guys for something that had nothing to do with you. I kind of went into details on the members video, one of the reasons. I don't want to put it on the main channel because I don't really want to make it like actual public information. But basically, after I made that video for the members, after I showed you that video, you guys saw how distressed I was. There was actually a follow-up argument / completely different thing that night as well. So last night, a close friend of mine brought up something about people saying stuff behind my back. And unfortunately, the fish world is full of that stuff. And you guys know I do a really good job at keeping out of it. But this one got back to me, and I don't know it. And I'm glad that my friend told me, because at least I know he's not stabbing me in the back. But I'm not going to go into detail what it was. It's not a huge deal. It's kind of minor. But basically, that was at 9:30 last night. I pondered on it until 1:30 a.m. and the previous night I'd also pondered on a deal that went bad at the swap meet, and so the last 2 nights I've been in bed awake until after 1 a.m. and I've been getting up at 4 a.m. to go to work. So I'm super tired right now. I'm actually thinking about having a nap, like an afternoon nap. And we've got a couple of tough breaks to go with it. So you'll be able to tell by the thumbnail what one of them is. I haven't actually been into the fish room for almost 24 hours. So this tough break actually happened yesterday. I've just got my fingers crossed that the Stingray's still alive. But I'm going to show you that, and I'm going to show you how I'm trying to save the Stingray as well. Alright guys, so you'll see the goldfish are all gasping at the bottom. That's because this tank is officially ammonia ridden, because I had to actually turn the filters off. They've been off for 10 hours. You'll see that the filters are in a tub. I'm sure you can guess why they're in a tub. So I'm going to keep them in the tub from now on. The biggest thing here is I don't want to wreck my skirting. My skirting is brand new, and that water damage will stuff it. The only thing is I'll probably keep some spare pieces even once I've finished all the skirting, because even if I get rid of this tank, that piece has got a massive hole in it. So I don't want to wreck it, but I can also replace it. So basically what happened is, yesterday's video I showed you cleaning the filters and that. So I put them back in. The aqua one was leaking. I just lifted the lid and put the lid back down. The aqua one stopped leaking, and then that's a P4000. I'm guessing it's a Sun. The eBay special, that started leaking. So I didn't know that one was leaking, so I came out to a puddle this morning at 4:30 in the morning, and I actually I decided to get the container and put him in the container. I took both lids off. I thought I'd do the aqua one while I was there. I took the O-rings out. I cleaned the O-rings and I lathered them in this hydro seal. And it's working, I think. So at least now I'll be able to see if that fills up with water, and like overnight it's not going to overflow that. So, and also the other thing is here, like say tomorrow morning I come out and it's like half full, I can actually drain it tomorrow morning and know I can go to work and leave the filters on, but at least the floor won't get flooded. It's on a constant drip, so I'm not worried about the water level dropping. It wasn't leaking enough for the drip not to be enough, because the tank was still full, if that makes sense. That was not really English, was it? But one main problem I'm worried about here, this clip here, like it's not clipping. So if I turn that one off and leave that one on, this lid actually pops off, because that's enough pressure to pop that lid, because those clamps don't clamp anymore. So that's super worrying to me. So you guys know I hate canister filters. My favorite is the 2700, but even like yesterday I cleaned it. It must have got a little bit of dirt in the O-ring and it did leak, but luckily it's not leaking now. That is the only temperamental thing about them, is that massive O-ring around the outside. Heaps of people say, why don't you use an FX6? I had an FX6 and it died. So I know that it is rare for them to die, but the fact that I spent so much money on a canister, it was actually quite a long time ago. It would have been 5 years ago. And it would have been longer than that, probably 7 years ago. It was when the FX6 first got released. So I'm kind of like betting against myself here. I had like the first revision of the filter and it broke, and now 7 years later I'm still not willing to buy one. But for me, it's actually mainly the price. You guys know I'm a cheap bastard. I'm not willing to spend $500-600 on a canister filter. So I've got two options here. Bounce on the double, put the pedal to the floor. Nah, just joking, guys. You know what I'm talking about. So I'm just thinking about sumping it. I'm just going to say it straight out. Like, there's no point betting around the bush. I'm thinking about doing a custom sump. I can fit like, that's a 50 litre tub. I can fit like 200 litres under there. I can turn this setup into a 700 litre setup. I can throw an extra like 5 goldfish in there. We can bump it up to 25 and really just stock the hell out of the tank. I can move my overflow and all my drain into the sump. I can have my oxygen in the sump. Literally just have one pipe coming in, oxygenated water. The main reason I don't have a sump on it was to stop the oxygen exchange for the CO2 when I had the plants, but now I don't have the plants. CO2 isn't necessary. Oh, and people think that goldfish aren't vicious, and people also think that I'm joking when I'm saying I can see a lot of similarities in goldfish that I can see in Tropheus. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, I used to have 12 colonies of Tropheus. I kept them for approximately 2 years. I would like to say I'm a fairly seasoned Tropheus keeper, and I 100% think these goldfish are like a slow Tropheus. They come to the front. They might not do it now because they've got ammonia hanging out. They come to the front when you come to the front, which is a huge Tropheus trait. The boys are constantly chasing the girls. Let's see if we can see one right now. So I actually know who the boys are just by the way they chase each other. This red cap around is a boy. No, that's a ranchu. My bad. That's the red cap around. I don't even know why I said that. So that ranchu is a boy. The panda moor is another boy, and one of the Riken is a boy. That's what I've figured out so far. And then check this out. little, I think it's a calico ranchu, correct me if I'm wrong. One of them ripped its eye out. Like, gone. You can see, like, right into the socket. So the fact that one has actually now been damaged by another one, that really makes me think they're like trophies, because trophies just smash the hell out of each other. They're not going to do it while I've got the camera out, but yeah, usually the boys are on to the girls. I definitely think they're upset about the fact that there's ammonia in there. Look, see how it's cloudy? You can literally see the ammonia cloud in the water. The filters were off for 8 hours. I think in a normal case, I would say that's fine. 8 hours isn't too long. But in this case, I cleaned the filters yesterday and then turned them off for 8 hours. Maybe a little bit worse, maybe not. I'm not really sure on the science behind that. But I definitely would have shaken off a lot of the bacteria cleaning it. So I think this tank's going to do a cycle, but they're goldfish. They should survive it, right? I've used comets. My very first tank, I used a couple of comets to cycle it. Well, actually, no, I think it was my second tank, but it was my first official big tank. So I think that'll be right. We'll see. Anyway, let's go check out the other tough break. Alright guys, I probably should have given a bit of a content warning before I showed this, but one of my big females, she got mauled by another stingray, so it looks way better today. I think it will heal. I've never had the top missing like that, but I've had heaps of the disc chewed off and they survived. Obviously you'll always be able to see scarring on her, but she should be alright. The fact that she's got through 24 hours, it's a pretty good sign. I'm kind of low-key worried about the salmon-tailed catfish grabbing on, but it looks like he hasn't so far today. It's literally just like the skin peeled. There was no like chew marks under the skin, if that makes sense. As bad as it looks, I think it's maybe like best case scenario for bad case scenario. So basically, I'll show you what happened. Well, I'm guessing what happened. So we've got a female here. They're both the same size, pretty much identical. I think they're 60 centimeters at a guess. Maybe slightly less. I think, see that line there? That'll pretty much be 60 centimeters. If she was out flat, I think she'd be touching that line. So she's like 55 to 60. And I put a male in there about a week ago. The male's only 27 centimeters. But I don't know if the male did it. When I came in the fish room yesterday, this girl was on top of the other girl. So I don't know if the female did the whole thing or whether the male started it and then the female was just on her for the last bit. To me, it would seem more like the male did it. But I did ask on the Stingray page and somebody did say that they've had two girls fight when the male goes in, and it wasn't actually the male that did it, it was the two girls. So I think she did it. Naughty girl. Anyway, I'm just going to leave the male and her together now, because see if they breed. Obviously I can't put I don't want to put the male anywhere near the girl that's damaged. So I was thinking about putting one of the girls, this girl here, the 40 centimeter girl, with the Oscars, but the Oscars are cleaning the bottom and going to lay eggs, so I'm worried that will hurt that girl. So I'm probably just going to leave them together. The fact that it's been 24 hours and there's been no more damage done to her is a good sign. I just can't really win with stingrays. I've had a bad run with them lately. But that's all right. It's part of fish keeping. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm a little bit down about the whole hobby. It's got nothing to do with this. This is part of it. I'll honestly take a sick fish than dealing with humans. Sounds bad, but it's true. Anyway guys, I think I'm going to wrap that one up there. I just want to say a big thank you to everyone I contacted from the members today, and I had a chat to a couple of members, and they helped me out. Especially want to say thank you to John. I just had some things I wanted to clear up, and they really reassured me and made me feel like not a dick. But where are we going from here? I forgot to tell you what I'm doing to save the Stingray. So I dumped a load of pool salt in there, probably like a kilo, quite a bit. The tank is 500 litres, so I loaded it up. And I've bumped the water change system up for the whole room from 1,000 litres to about, it's almost the whole 2 RBC, so like 1,800 litres a day. Even though it's the whole room, a lot of the water from the fry tanks goes into the pond. So the fry tanks run at nearly 0 nitrates. They run so low because of how much water gets changed in them. So it's plenty of water going into the pond and keeping it nice and clean, because at this stage I think the only way she'll die is if she gets infection, and dirty water creates infection. So we've just got to keep the water clean. If you've ever got a fish that's got injuries, the best thing you can do is keeping the water clean. Maybe adding salt, maybe not. But anyway guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe for more, hit that little red button. If this is your first time on the channel, I promise not every video is this doomy and gloomy. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out. We'll do something fun.